Good morning everyone. I thought I would do a bit of an introduction to the channel, so if I repeat myself and things, I apologise in advance. I'm not going off a script or anything here, so it's probably been one of the more personal videos. Where did the channel come from? Let's think. I'd thought about doing stuff for a while with more time, equipment, confidence. I'm probably not the most confident person in speaking and talking to people, so that was kind of put on the back burner. I discovered when trying to find Zoo and Mendy Talker in the summer, I discovered Kop Talk, which was Dunk's channel. Became part of that community and found we've got Gareth's Kopites of Anfield and Martin's Red Royal FC. Two channels I suggest you take a look at as well as Kop Talk. Please give a like and subscribe to all three of those channels, because I wouldn't be sitting here doing this video if it wasn't for those channels there. I really wouldn't. I did a video with Gareth on his Wonder Kids series. That's Kopites of Anfield, so again, give that a look as well. It's a really good series. And we did Wonder Kids, we did Liverpool in general, talked about the summer, and I found I actually really enjoy this. Maybe I could give this decide to do a channel a go, and if you join any of the Kop Talks live streams, you'll see Dunk encouraging people to, if they really care about doing something, give it a go. And he's been a huge amount of support for the likes of Gareth and Martin, and he's been really positive for me as well, so I decided why not, let's give it a go. So here we are with In the Kop End. Started last week, a bit earlier than planned. We had half term, so everywhere was at chaos here, so the amount of content I could do was a bit more limited. So hopefully get a bit more done in the coming days, weeks, months. Obviously family life depending. So that's where the channel came from. As for being a Liverpool fan, for as long as I can remember, I've seen the good days, I've seen the bad days. I've seen players come and go. I was absolutely gutted when, just over a year ago, Jurgen said he was leaving, because that side of his that won pretty much everything over a couple of years got me through some tricky times, so that period meant a lot to me. And I've been a fan of Jurgen since Mainz, end of Mainz, early Dortmund era, so I knew who he was, I knew about his style of football. So him coming to the club was really happy to see that happen. So where was I? Being a Liverpool fan and seeing the good in times. Yes, I've seen the 1990 title win. I remember Hillsborough. I remember the Souness era. I remember the Evans era. Houllier, Rafa, Gerrard nearly going to Chelsea in 2005 and not going to Chelsea in 2005. Istanbul going 3-0 down and being absolutely gutted, turning the TV off, walking out the room, really devastated that was just picked apart. Come back, turn the TV on, watch the second half, and we take it to penalties, and well, the rest we know is history. I remember the title push from Brendan Rodgers, throwing a 3-0 lead away against Crystal Palace, the slip at Chelsea in the defeat, which 2 results that cost the title, being absolutely heartbroken. So I'm thinking, when are we going to win this title? And Rodgers leaving 2015, Jurgen coming in, promising trophies within 4 years. So that would have been October 2019, would have been 4 years later. We'd had 2 Champions League finals, lost to Real Madrid and then beat Tottenham. Then a few months after that, coming up to the 5th anniversary, we'd had a league title, albeit in strange times because COVID had hit. So the league was curtailed in the February, but it was pretty much at that point done and dusted. We were so far clear. But even then, I was still nervous coming back because we'd been nailed on to win it before and not happen. But we did it. Just couldn't celebrate it. Couldn't go down. Lockdown restrictions meant no fans. And here we are, 2025. Was it 13 points clear? Although Arsenal do have a game in hand. We've got 10 games, they've got 11. If now is the time to get that title 20, we've got no better chance now. And that's the first season as Arne Slot. I must admit, I was nervous. I thought he could do a good job from looking at Feyenoord. But Jurgen was a tough act to follow. I mean, we've seen it before. Look at Man United after Fergie left. Look at Arsenal after Wenger left. There was no guarantee that success was going to continue. But Arne has a style of play that I would say is an evolution of Klopp's style with the same players. He inherited a really good squad. Though both in the summer and in January, I think we should have strengthened. I mean, what was it Dunk said? When you're in a position of power, what does it show to your rivals when you strengthen? It's a sign of intent, you mean in business. So I really hope we get title 20, because with FSG there's no certainty on the contract situations, no certainty that 3 or more of those players are staying. We don't know who's staying, we don't know who's going. Though if I was a betting person, I would put money on Trent saying bye and packing his bags to Madrid. No, we don't know. I mean, they lost again at the weekend, so will they blame the defence? I haven't seen the goals for that game yet. But they lost 2-1 to Real Betis, I believe, with a winning goal, if I remember rightly, coming from the ex-midfielder Zisco. We have no idea what's happening with Darwin Núñez. Personally, I'd like him to be out the door, gone. He's not a Liverpool striker. He's not a Liverpool number 9. If you're going to wear the number 9 for me, you've got to embrace the number. I mean, Ian Rush, for example. Darwin Núñez is not a number 9. So he needs to go. So we could see a summer of change. and Arne Slot bringing in the types of players he wants to bring in and slowly adapting the side again. And with that, there's no guarantee that we'll be challenging for the title next year, though I hope we are. But with changes in the game, such as we have no idea what's happening with City. Will they win those charges? Will they lose? Will they get points deductions? Will they get kicked out the league? Will they just get a slap on the wrist and told not to do it again? So many uncertainties, so we don't know what next season's going to bring. Next season could be interesting anyway, with the plan changes to goalkeepers. So I think it's 20 seconds they can keep hold of the ball now. It's going to change to 8. The offside rule's going to supposedly change. If that's the next season or I don't know. It's the Wenger rule, so if you're just a millimetre ahead of the defender now, you're offside. Now if you're in line with the defender but just a millimetre of you is level, I think that's now going to be deemed onside. There's got to be clear daylight between you and the defender to be deemed offside. So yeah, that's going to change, and goals we've seen that would be disallowed this year could be allowed next year, and that affects results, and results can affect points tallies, and who knows how many times would Darwin Núñez be given onside next year compared to offside this year? I still don't think he'd bury the chances even if he did. So as I say, we could have a period of uncertainty there. Looking towards the summer, I hopefully get a video or more on possible players coming, possible players going. Try and break that down a little bit for what I hope the club do and what we're likely to do. I mean, one account on X, don't follow, because 9 times out of 10 the news is not great. That's in Indy claiming that FSG will fund the Isaac deal, but it's up to Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. I don't see that being funded, so I think I've already mentioned that. Apologies if I have. Where are we? Sorry, I'm just rambling now. Because I've probably forgotten some of the stuff I've said, and it was just more of a touch base, explain the channel, and just give a bit of a background and some more personal points and views. We do have a game in a couple of days, Champions League, Paris Saint-Germain. Who have a player that we monitored in January. Should we have gone for him? Yes, and that's the winger from Napoli. They have some good players. They wouldn't be in the knockout stages of the Champions League if they were a poor team. You get there on merit. But to win this tournament, you have to beat the best now. There's no easy games in it. And then we've got Southampton towards the end of the week. Side sitting bottom of the Premier League after 27 games, I believe, with 9 points. That's what, a point every... I'm trying to work that out. My maths is not good on a Monday morning. 9 points, 27 games. What's that? A point every 3 3 games. On that basis, you'd expect them with 11 games to go to possibly pick up maybe 4 more points, which would have them relegated anyway. They're pretty much gone. And it's a game we should be expecting to win. I will look more at that fixture nearer the coming time. We've got another game in advance of that. But yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the club in general, just your thoughts on some of the news we've had recently. We've had the Klopp documentary, we've had the Wenger's Law offside thing, we've got possibly 2 Newcastle players out at the Carabao final, maybe 3. I think Botman's injured as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care.